right, well.
God,
Rough
head
start.
is so fat.
Your head? I think you just have a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Really trying to embrace the curly girl method. It's just still frizzy.
Yeah, I know.
Also, it's like a lot of steps. And my back hurts, so I can't like flip upside down to like do all the things.
No, and like
Make
the
your
Uber,
hair nice and curly.
I don't. I will.
You come over sometimes with waves.
I'll put like a shit ton of mousse in it.
No diffusing.
No,
I need less.
I dry it, brush it, like dry it with a towel, but it's still very wet.
Yeah, because you have thick hair.
And like I get the heaves when they're like, you have to have like really wet hair. I don't like that.
And I don't like it when it touches my neck. I don't like the feeling of like all the leave-in conditioners and stuff on my neck.
Yeah.
This is riveting.
I'm Tamara.
And I'm Rell.
And welcome to Fearful Friends Podcast.
Beep, 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 beep. Wednesday edition.
It is Wednesday. It's so weird.
It is weird. And it's been a while. I bet you guys thought you got rid of us. Bet you moved on to other podcasts. I bet you thought you'd heard The Last of Us. But nay.
No, I was just on my deathbed.
Yeah, she was like sick 3 different times.
It was bad.
She got like norovirus or something.
Yeah. I had like the whole stomach thing. And then
Then you had the whole butt thing.
Well, it was just the butt thing. And when I thought I was getting better, it was like a Sunday. I went and got myself Starbucks and I was sitting in the car with
That was your
M.
mistake right there.
And I'm just sitting in my driveway, just like enjoying my heated seats and like sipping on my Starbucks.
Oh, this is too hot. Oh, no.
I was just like, oh God, we gotta go inside. And she was like, what? Why? I was like,
Are you going to poop your pants,
open
Mom?
the door. And she's like, Mom, what's that smell? And I'm like, open the door, Em.
No.
She was,
Did you
Mom,
foofy in your pants?
did you poop your pants? And I'm like, open the door, Em. And she's like, oh my God, I'm telling Dad. And I was like, don't tell anybody.
You just told me and the listeners,
And she,
whomever that may
I said,
be.
don't tell anybody. And she goes, buy me a Gucci bag.
Okay,
Like,
she's fucking 6.
What?
Why does she know what a fucking Gucci bag is? I'm disturbed.
so, yeah.
So other than literally shitting your pants, gross. How was the rest of it?
Well, then I got like this like upper respiratory virus.
And she's still coughing.
Yeah. Just, it's more of like clearing my throat out or like whenever I laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But being pregnant and coughing.
Makes you have to pee all the time.
Yeah. So now I've pissed myself and I've already gone through all the Depends I got for like postpartum.
You have to wear Depends? It's that bad?
It's so bad.
Oh my God, Tamara. I bet that's why your immune system is such shit right now. That baby's just
pissing and
sucking all the
shitting
life.
myself?
No, it's because the baby inside of you is like a parasite. He's just eating all your good vitamins and leaving you with the fucking fried chicken. He's like, survive on that.
I can't even eat.
Oh, are we at that stage now
Yeah.
where you're just going to starve until you have the baby?
Basically, I eat like one little thing and then I'm
You do
full
look
forever
like you've lost weight,
in my face.
particularly in the face.
Yeah, and I can tell like my wedding ring's like rolling around and driving me crazy.
What in the world?
I know.
Pregnancy is a beast. Mm-hmm. It cannot be tamed.
So, how was your Christmas?
Oh, it was good. That was it was a long time ago.
It doesn't feel like it to me.
It feels like eons ago. It feels like a month ago. It was like 3 weeks ago, right? No, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last week was New Year's. And then the week before that was Christmas. It has been 2 weeks, and I feel like it was months ago.
That was like the first day I got really sick with this head cold thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich got up on Christmas morning with M and let her start opening her presents while I was still asleep. And it like, I could still cry about it. Like, she only got like halfway through her Santa presents, thank God.
Oh, because you couldn't get out of bed, or he didn't wake you?
He didn't, like, she had been coming in and waking me up, and I'm like, you have to wait till the sun comes up. Just because.
Yeah, those are the fucking rules.
Yeah. And so then I like kind of wake up and I'm like, oh, it's like bright in here and Rich isn't here. So I like walk out and they're opening gifts. And like, so I sat down on the couch and I was like, you're already opening your presents? And I just like couldn't help it. Like I was so sick and I'm fucking pregnant. And I just started crying on the couch on Christmas morning. And I felt so bad. I didn't want to make M feel bad, but like I could not control it.
Oh, but why would Rich, I mean...
He was like, I was trying to let you sleep because you're so sick. And
it's
I'm like,
fucking Christmas Day. Let her sleep any other day.
It just, it was like the worst because like on top of that, I feel like she's 7. Like this could be her last like Santa Christmas. So like I felt, and I still feel like I got punched in the stomach. Like it hurts so bad I could cry right now.
Aw, please don't. I don't do well with crying people.
Like, we're not going to get into it. Anyway.
Well, we just did get
No, I could continue, but I will cry. And so.
Well, my Christmas was fine, uneventful. Everyone got along. And the Lord was only brought up like twice. So that's good.
Our Lord Leslie Nope? No?
I don't know who that is. You TikTokers.
You know, yes, you do know who Leslie Nope is. She's from Parks and Rec.
Oh, I've never watched Parks and Rec. I've only watched like half an episode. I just can't get into it. Everyone's like, it's just like The Office. It's not just like The Office. I just can't get into it. I've tried 3 different times. I've gotten halfway through the first episode and then I've just walked away.
Well, like you can start anywhere in that, just like
maybe
The
I
Office.
should, because like The Office, I started to watch it and then I was like, this is trash. And then I got back into it once I just like forced myself, you know, like the Clockwork Orange where he like peels back his eyelids and just... And now I love The Office.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to do that.
Yeah, just suffer through it.
Did you have a good New Year's? Did you watch the ball drop?
No.
Me either.
Did you?
No. I went to bed at 8 o'clock because I had to be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why didn't you watch? Because I'm fucking 32 and it's not fun to be hungover anymore and I'm tired all the time.
Like, if you've seen it once, you've seen it every time.
It's the same every year. It's a bunch of like, just like old people going rah, 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 on the TV screen and celebrities that I don't know who they are or have never heard. Who the fuck is Chapel Roan? Or whatever her fucking name is.
You know who Chapel Roan
My
is.
niece keeps talking about her and I'm just like, I don't know who that is. And she's like,
She sings.
what do you mean you don't know who that is?
I've literally quoted her on this podcast.
Well, I didn't catch it. Sorry. But yeah, like, you ever just like fucking like scroll, especially like whenever there's like the Emmys or the Grammys or whatever, like
I hate all that.
you just like, no, I don't watch any of it, but like, you know, it comes up on your feed like, oh, all the drama that happened and just like all these random fucking people. I have no idea who they are. Are you actors? Are you musicians? Are you a professional clown?
This?
I don't fucking know.
Beaver.
Do you know? I didn't know who Halle Bieber was for like their whole relationship.
Okay.
Why is she famous? What's she famous for? Someone tell me.
Her dad.
Fuck all them people. God. Why do I know her name? She means nothing. I'm getting heated.
She's got a lot of like nail inspos.
Oh my God, I don't fucking care. Oh, sorry.
I knew that would piss you
I'm
off.
getting so mad. But just like it takes up space in my brain. Space that I should be using to remember like important birthdays or like the names of my coworkers. And instead I'm like, Halle Bieber, I think, is married to Justin Bieber. Maybe. Or maybe they're siblings. They do kind of look alike.
In what way? They're white?
And they have brownish hair.
Okay.
They're both rich.
Today, this client came in the drive-thru, and she had to be like 90 years old. She's like this teeny little old lady in her like old lady
Little gams.
mid-size SUV, and in the back seat of her car, she had the 2 biggest pit bulls I've ever seen, and they looked identical, and they're sitting there like just in their seats, just like the most cutest little things, and this little old grandma is driving them around.
She's like, don't give them treats. They're little bitches.
No, they had on sweater vests, matching sweater vests. They were twins.
Babies.
And so I gave them 2 treats, and she gives them to me. She, thanks, those are my babies. In her little like Southern grandma voice. And I'm like,
that's going to be me one day when Matt departs this earth and leaves me with our dogs.
but just the fact that they were like these like giant pit bulls, like the bully ones.
Could you imagine her walking them down the road? She would have to put on like roller skates.
She would have to fucking ride one of them. Like,
maybe it makes her feel safe. Hi.
those are my babies.
My babies.
And then she gives them a treat. And she's like,
heart.
no more. You only get one. And they just
Till
like
we get home.
took the bite so slowly there. It was just the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Next time she comes through, you should try to secret film it.
I'm gonna be like, what are your dogs' names? Tell me all about them.
Would you mind if I put my camera through the window so my friend could see your dogs?
God, I just wanted to smush their faces like
They
eat
like
them.
they like big?
Yeah, like really.
Wow.
Like
They're gonna eat her when she dies.
maybe.
It's just nature.
I've never seen that before.
Of life.
Those are my babies.
Can you start talking in a southern accent?
Sure.
For the rest of the episode, please.
Okay. Gotta get into it.
Ugh. I didn't like that at all. Stop it.
Yes, ma'am.
Into.
Also, you probably don't remember, but our listeners will remember.
Maybe.
You owe me $20.
For?
We made a bet on the Big Dipper.
We did?
Yes.
On air?
Yep.
Well, oh, fuck. I thought you were going to say no. And then I was going to be like, if it wasn't recorded, it didn't happen.
It was on air. So we got into a debate about it, and we made a $20
I remember this
bet.
debate. I didn't know it was you.
Yes. Because
I never bet $20.
we definitely did. And we bet that like that small cluster of stars that's like kind of like right up above us.
I thought you already proved me wrong when you took me outside with that thing. I'm not paying you.
Just let you pay me. But I won the bet. It was that night. And then I took you outside and I showed you that's not the Little Dipper that we think of. The Little Dipper is over there.
Do you know how
to the
sad
north.
I get now? Like, literally Saturday, I went over to my brother's house. We were just sitting down, watching the fire, smoking some weed, and I was just looking up at the sky at what I thought was the Little Dipper, and I was like, my whole life's been a lie.
I know. I mean, me too. I thought it was a Little Dipper too.
It looks like the Little Dipper.
It does.
I'm upset.
Anyway,
How dare you?
I have another question to ask you. So
Yeah.
you were watching your niece at some point, and she left notes all over your house and said
She
not
did.
to look at them until Christmas. Did you?
I forgot to look at them. One of them's still attached to the ceiling. I can't get it down.
I feel like I need you to go get it. I need to know what they say.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We
so this
have
is
it.
Note.
Do you know that she tied it up with a thing so you can't
my
get in it?
ornament thing.
An ornament hook. She like put the 3 hole punches through it so you can't open it.
Mackenzie, I hope you're listening. This is your daughter.
It's a beautiful drawing.
I can't get this thing down. Of
some kind of animal. So I definitely see eyes, ears,
Are you sure
nose.
it's not me?
Well, it has a tail.
I have a tail.
I,
I have a tale to tell you.
No, she's a good little artist.
She really is. Them kids can draw.
Yeah.
Is it a squirrel?
Maybe.
I see like a little curly tail. Oh, and I see a cat face. I see cat face. Aww. I wish she had written me a letter. No, I love the drawing. I love letters more. Sometimes
you have to keep it forever.
She'll just write the. I have like 6 of her drawings on my fridge. I think I still have one from Emily on there too.
Probably.
I think I just need to go through and purge every month or so.
You should see the stuff that comes home from school.
You're like, cool. Another drawing. Thanks. She ever make cool shit? When I was in elementary school, we got to do like clay and pottery and stuff.
Yeah, it's so ugly. I'm sure you don't remember how ugly yours was.
Hey, my mom loved it. Until it got lost.
In the garbage.
Well, it probably did end up in the garbage. It was in a storage unit when we moved to Florida that we couldn't pay for. So, auction wars or whatever, storage wars.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they just looked at it and was like, look at this retarded kid made this thing.
This poor little kid.
I made it was like a dried flower holder. It looked like a flip-flop.
Wow. I made a fish in first grade, and then Emily, with the same art teacher, made the same fish.
Cheater. She saw what you did, and she was just like, I'm going to beat her. Because that's just the type of girl she is.
Okay.
I need to be better than my mom.
Yeah, hers was painted, so yeah.
Sorry. Sounded like grandma right there.
All right, I had to catch up on all of our antics. I had notes for
we
everything.
definitely have more. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so
Yep.
cute. I feel like I've definitely had there were 4 times a week that I was just like, oh, need to bring that up on the podcast, but I didn't write it down. And then you're just like, how are you? And I'm like, good.
It's because I was editing, so I knew everything. Rell owes me $20. Your niece left
Can
you
I
a letter.
pay you in Bitcoin? I'll figure out what it is.
I shit my pants. How was Christmas?
How was Christmas? I feel like something else happened. Hold on. Something big. Something wild.
Did you get married? Divorced?
No. You just walked past my husband out there.
Doesn't mean you're still married.
No, we're very much in love. Very lucky to have him. Really need to get some life insurance on him.
Yeah, I know.
Think about it every day. Have you noticed the alarming amount of middle-aged people dropping dead?
No. Rell, are you a murderer? Are you trying to confess something?
No. I swear to God, there's been so in the last month alone at my work, there have been 6 different coworkers who have lost someone in their immediate family that were in their mid-40s. And I'm just like, of what? And half of them are like, oh, I don't know, they didn't get an autopsy done. And I'm like, why? Oh, because they're trying to be respectful of their body and not let it be violated. And I'm like, how do you know the bitch didn't murder the guy?
Or that he didn't kill himself, and then he doesn't get life insurance if you commit murder.
I was actually going to ask, do you get a payout if you commit suicide? But I guess the answer is no.
I think it's different with each policy, but that's pretty much a big thing.
Could you imagine getting life insurance and being like, can you add suicide coverage to that? Just in case. He's been really sad lately.
Could you just imagine? You're getting a life insurance policy on yourself, and you're like, yeah.
I just don't want to screw him, This world ain't for me, though.
I was taking this quiz at work. When you have health insurance, you can do different activities and get bonuses.
Yeah, I tried to sign up for one because it would give me a free food scale and a free weight scale. And I was like, dope. And then it was like, good, you're logged in now. You can't cancel unless you give us a call from 9 to 5. And you have to log on and do, it's like a fucking group Zoom meeting twice a week. And I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely not. So I angrily emailed them, I am not calling, and I am not going to conference calls, and I am not doing this. Forget your free scale. Sorry, go on.
I was doing one, and it was just like a questionnaire about like your mental health. And I wasn't really reading through it. I was just like...
Poor.
Clicking. And at the end, it comes up with this like suicide hotline thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I clicked on. But yeah, no, that's accurate.
At least they kind of care. There she goes.
Try not to pee in your chair. I'm so sorry. I didn't have any more Depends to wear.
Well, it's a good thing it's pleather. Can easily be washed off. I'd actually rather you do that in that chair than over here, because it'd be really hard to clean pee out of this couch. As we've learned.
Yes.
This dog right here. Loves to pee on everything.
So, my story is part 2. Do you have any idea?
A recap? I have no fucking clue. Last night I was sitting up wondering, oh God, there is a part 2. Of what?
Nothing? Nothing in that pretty little brain of yours?
Is it a white woman?
Is it a white woman? It's a plane crash.
Oh! Okay. All right. I'm back in.
Woman.
The disappearance of Natalie Holloway.
So,
just kidding. It's not that, guys. God, no. Calm down, everyone.
Peed enough to like warm myself up.
Oh, I just meant that with the noise.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even catch what you just said. Peed enough.
Okay, so part 1. This is what happened.
Yeah,
so
we really need to remind me.
We were talking about Flight 401 from Eastern Airlines. Do you remember anything?
No.
Okay, so it took off at the end of December of 1972 from New York to Miami. It was a beautiful brand new plane. All the bells and whistles, like passed every test and then some.
What year was this?
1970.
The 70s. Okay.
1972 is when it took off.
Okay.
When they were getting ready to land, the green indicator light that signaled to the flight crew that in the cockpit that the landing gear was functioning and locked into place and ready for landing did not light up. And
I remember after the crash, they said the landing gear was working fine. It was just the light that was malfunctioning. I remember that.
Yes. They circled Miami Airport a few times while talking with the radio tower, trying to fix the problem. No luck. The plane starts to nosedive without the flight crew realizing. The plane crashes into the Everglades. Thankfully, it didn't crash anywhere where it was populated. Like, if it would have been closer to the airport...
Casualties.
Lots. It would have been really, really bad. So,
especially if it hit like a gas line or something.
So a man named Bud, who was out frog hunting.
I remember Bud.
Remember, quote, frog hunting.
His fucking name's Bud. He's not frog hunting. You know what he's doing. He's hanging out with Mary Jane out in the woods.
He's farming. He sees the explosion and heads over to investigate in his airboat. Just beautiful.
Florida.
He immediately begins to help survivors and helps the Coast Guard find the wreckage because it was a super dark night. Locals find out about the crash. I don't know how, because it's not like there was like the neighborhood app or like Facebook or like Ring app.
Maybe they heard it slap into the ground. I mean, think about the way the plane came down into a swamp. It went.
Yeah. So these jackwagons decide they're going to loot from the dead bodies.
Jackwagons?
Yeah, they loot from the dead bodies and luggage. Because could you imagine?
No.
Even in December, there are hella fucking mosquitoes out in the fucking swamp. Nothing in those fucking...
Not to mention the alligators, the snakes.
Yeah.
And you're in it's the middle of the night.
Like, what are you gonna find? Like, used mascara tubes and dirty underwear? What are you
gonna find someone's, like, dismembered hand and just, like, put the ring finger in his mouth and suck that ring right off. Keep the hand for later.
Yeah, something's wrong with you. Okay.
I'll edit that out. That's disgusting, Rell.
Don't edit that out.
Disgusting.
So anyway, that's where we left off. With the looters.
The looters. Got it. I'm back in it. Do we have a main character of the plane crash?
We had the pilot.
Do we know if there were survivors?
There were survivors. Okay. Bud helped the survivors get to the Coast Guard and help them get either to like where the helicopters could land or to where there was a road where an ambulance could take them.
So Bud is like our main guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. Gotta love a Bud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the pilot, I don't remember his name. Captain something. And
good job. Captain Sim.
Then there was 2 first officers. So the captain and one of the officers did die. The captain died at the scene. One of the officers died at the hospital. There were flight attendants that survived, and there were a lot of people that survived and a lot of people that died. Like the left side of the plane is where it hit first, and it completely destroyed that whole side. Yeah. So the FAA had told first responders to leave the bodies of those who had passed and focus on moving only survivors. This was difficult until the bodies of the victims began to sink under the water.
Ugh. It's not deep though, right?
Probably like maybe 3 feet in some places. It looks like it's not deep because it kind of just looks like a field.
But I guess the mud would just like sink you in, hole you.
Yeah. Plus, like, when you die, you don't have any oxygen in you, and then you start to sink down.
Until you float back up when your body starts to decompose.
Yeah. 77 survivors were located throughout the night.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Sorry. I was expecting far less.
Right.
I was thinking like 12.
99 people lost their lives due to the crash. And they were luckily all located in the following days. So just 100 bodies in a swamp.
Wow. So they were able to account for everyone on the flight?
Mm-hmm.
No, like, MIAs or whatever?
No.
Wow.
8 of the 77 survivors did later contract an infection of gangrene caused by the bacteria.
Nasty fucking water.
Yep, in the very mud that had gotten in their wounds and stopped them from bleeding out in the swamp. So the mud initially saved them, but they got a nasty infection.
Disgusting.
The only way to stop the spread of gangrene was to
chop
put
off the limb.
Well, that, yes.
Oh.
Or
I didn't realize there was an or.
No, I had
dive in a vat of Neosporin.
No, to be put in a hyperbaric chamber or amputation.
What does hyperbaric mean? Hoo, putting you on the spot, bitch.
So hyperbaric, I believe it's like a chamber of like very...
Oh, it's like the boy in the bubble.
I think you're thinking of an iron lung.
No, like the boy in the bubble. It's like the fucking germ-free bubble.
No. A hyperbaric chamber is pressurized oxygen, I believe. Pressurized something. And it's a chamber that you get into.
And that would help with gangrene?
It helps destroy the infection because the infection can't live. I don't know.
Okay.
God, I'm not a meteorologist. Back then,
That's okay.
These chambers were not easy to locate, and only a few actually existed at the time. Those lucky few had to spend 40 hours in the chamber. The National Transportation Safety Board began their investigation of the crash to see if there was any safety measures that needed to be taken to avoid another horrific crash.
Yeah, get your fucking
like
lights
this.
fixed.
Right. This had been the first ever jumbo jet to crash, so there was a lot of investigation done to ensure the safety of these planes and figure out exactly what happened. The black box data had shown that there was no mechanical issues with the plane, and the plane was working perfectly.
So if everything was working perfectly and the only thing that was wrong was the light for the landing gear, why did the plane come down sideways? Because it hit left side first, which means left side was down.
I'll get into it.
Oh,
maybe,
sorry.
Possibly.
Great.
If I don't, I don't know why it came down on the left side, but like maybe they tried to like turn at the last minute.
Even if like you were going to Hail Mary, kiss the sky and just be like, we're going to make this work. You're not going to go side first.
No, but I think because like, when you turn, it kind of like banks to one side. Maybe that's why.
Maybe they thought they were further from the ground than they actually were.
They did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. The black box had shown the landing gear that was the main cause for all the concern was functioning properly. As stated last week, the physical investigation of the landing gear had also shown that it was fully engaged and locked into place for landing. Since there was no issue with the mechanics of the actual plane, it was decided it had to be user error. The whole crash was user error. The pilot and 2 captains were examined to see if there could be any reason that they would not have been able to physically or mentally handle the situation that night. In a post-mortem exam of Captain Loft's body, they found a large brain tumor that was most likely the cause of his vision issues. So remember last week we talked about how he was like perfect. All of his instructors were like, great dude, except I think you need corrective lenses.
And he was like, nah,
it's like, I
dude, I got this. You are reading the test wrong.
Right. And the medical examiner says there was a very high probability his peripheral, talking's hard.
That was great.
His peripheral vision had been significantly affected. Meaning, if he's focused on that green light, he was not able to see the autopilot controls that also needed to be closely monitored. Family members noted that Captain Loft had not been experiencing any vision issues at all. So, like,
what do they know? What do they know?
Yeah. After all the investigations, the conclusion was that the crash of 401 was the result of the combination of highly unusual occurrences and errors that resulted in the lack of vigilance amongst the flight crew. Because of everything going on in the chaos, they failed to realize the plane was no longer in autopilot and free-falling.
That's why it hit side first.
Yeah, so there should have been at least one flight crew delegated to just be watching the autopilot.
And where were they?
Panicking. All 3 of them. So there's 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He sent them down to go look at the landing gear.
Yeah.
They weren't in the cockpit.
Right.
Which is insane that they were the ones that lived and he died.
One of them did die. But yeah, so somehow someone
if he had just kept one of them up there.
Yeah. Someone hit something, somehow it got disengaged.
Turned autopilot
and because
off.
They were so focused and like in a state of like...
Because the guy could only see this much.
Yeah.
He couldn't tell that they were swinging violently towards the ground.
Yeah. And anyway. So Florida now has another crazy story to add to the lore of the Everglades. Now we're going to get into some spookiness.
The reason that I wanted to do this story was the haunting.
Before Flight 401 had even taken off that night, one of the flight attendants who worked for Eastern Airlines had been having horrible nightmares. After the crash, she told a local Florida writer and reporter that she believed they were psychic visions of the crash. These nightmares had begun early that month, so like the beginning of December, and included the sounds of crying and sobbing echoing in her head, and she could see a catastrophic crash. She had begun telling family and friends and coworkers all about these dreams she was having. She told them in detail the exact type of plane would be approaching the Miami International Airport and crash, killing everyone.
And she was a flight attendant? Mm-hmm. Why would she get on that flight? Didn't she get nervous when they were like, hey, you're going New York to Miami. Be ready, bitch. And she's just like, okay.
On this exact plane.
Yeah, all right.
Her dreams got more vivid and began to include holiday decor and gifts. So she believed...
She would know the time frame. Why'd she get on that plane?
She didn't.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
Believed the crash would be happening soon. Like, honestly, for me, I don't think I would trust my own brain. Though I'd be like, okay, well, I work on an airplane, so of course I'm having dreams about an airplane crashing. Like, I'm up in the air all day. And then, like, it's Christmas, so yeah, now, like, I'm having, like, the holiday stuff's, like, in my subconscious. Yeah. So she's very in tune with herself.
You know what? Good on her. Because I feel like I would be like you. I'd be like, you're just stressed. These are stress dreams.
Like, I dream about work so much.
When I have dreams about my teeth crumbling out of my mouth and then I'm just swooshing around a mixture of blood and teeth in my mouth, that's not real, right?
That's not a psychic vision, right?
That's not a premonition. Am I going to be like fucking meth mouth in the future? What's going on?
We'll get you very lovely dentures.
I don't want dentures.
I do.
And I don't want, what are those? What
Veneers.
are the others? The fancy people. Yeah, veneers. You can always tell when people have them. And I just want to punch them in their stupid, fucking perfect, stupid rich people teeth.
My mom has them. You can't even tell.
Your mom has veneers? Mm-hmm. No, I can't tell. Wow. Look at me. Punch myself in the stupid fucking face.
I mean, sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. People also
I feel like a lot of celebrities have bad ones.
They get like bad implants.
They get like, they just look so big for their mouths. Mm-hmm. And they're so white that they're almost blue. And I'm like, it's pretty fucking obvious that those aren't your teeth, horse face. Sorry.
Horse face.
Oh, I'm just like, I'm so mean.
I thought I was supposed to have a southern accent with all this.
Please stop.
Oh, okay, so sorry.
You know, it's like, okay, your southern accent is like my Boston accent.
Yuck. So anyway, there was a last minute change of crew for Flight 401, and she was put on the flight crew as a what is she?
Flight attendant?
Flight attendant, thank you.
What were you going to say?
I don't know.
Stewardess, because that's what they were in the 70s.
I couldn't think of any words.
Sweet cheeks, get me a coffee.
She declined the shift due to fear.
Did she actually say that?
Yeah, not only her, but 9 other crew members declined the shift due to her telling them about her visions.
Oh, fuck.
Like, they were that exact.
You know she got fucking fired.
She's like, this is a Christmas, like, I'm having this vision of this plane around Christmas time flying from this airport to this airport and crashing. And, like, they all
believed
vivid.
her enough.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking... Could you imagine, though, like, her boss being like, shut the fuck up, Cindy! We have to man these planes!
When she learned of the crash, she said it all made sense. Even the hands reaching out to the sky for help, she saw, and that was how the last body was found. Like,
just up through the muck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very creepy and morbid. That's you. You're my creepy morbid friend.
Hi.
It's too much.
Hi there. Hi.
Okay. The first ghostly apparition was reported by Eastern Airlines vice president at the time. It's like a boss. He reported the first ghostly apparition.
In his office?
He boarded one of the flights on the same exact route, JFK to Miami.
Okay.
He was seated in first class next to an Eastern Airlines pilot who was just returning back to Miami. He tried to speak with...
fly first class?
I guess if there's room.
Damn.
He tried to speak with the man, but he was just focused on something out the window. Like, he wasn't talking back to him or responding.
Yeah.
And they hadn't taken off yet, I don't think.
Maybe he's like me, where he's just like, if If you don't interact, they'll just leave you alone.
Like, do you not see my fucking headphones?
I just want to look at the clouds.
I'm doing my box breathing. Please stop.
I don't want to hear about your granddaughter.
One time a guy told me a story about how he lost his finger.
On a plane?
Yes.
Tamara, this is the exact thing that I just cannot stand for.
And like, I was coming back from my honeymoon.
That's even better.
And, like, we were stuck, like, at our connection, like, I was sitting in like the like waiting area, boarding area, wherever.
Yeah.
And he like comes up and I'm sitting there with Rich and he just like starts talking about his suitcase. And it was like, you know, one of those suitcases that has the charger on it and all that. And I'm like, okay, like, and why is he not talking to Rich? I'm like, I fucking hate you. Save me. And then like, we didn't get flight seats next to each other on that flight for some fucking reason. And we were going to charge us extra money.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Of course, I end up sitting next to this guy. And I'm like,
no.
Fucking kidding
Bro,
me?
you have the worst luck on airplanes. I can't even imagine another person who has the worst, except for these people on Flight 401. But, yikes.
Except for the plane crash victims.
Jesus Christ.
Whoops. 9/11 was a thing. But yeah, I get sat next to weirdos.
All the time. All the time. And like people you know.
Yeah.
Like all the time. It's weird.
It's very weird. Anyway, where
Did
were
he
we?
at least wiggle his stub finger for you?
Yeah, it was like cut off at the first knuckle.
Did he go
like that one there? And he like showed it to me. He cut it off in a lawnmower. I'm like, sir.
Why are you sticking your hand in a lawnmower? Fucking idiot.
He was like 12. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, been there.
sir. I was 12 once. I stuck my hand in a lot of lawnmowers.
If it wasn't losing a limb in a lawnmower, then it was losing a limb in a bike chain. I know both of my parents have scars on their toes from bike chains cutting their toes off. Like, that must have been like a regular thing. Just get your toe caught. And that's why they never let me ride bikes in flip-flops.
I am so cringed right now. It's just so nasty. I'm getting
Always make Emily wear closed-toed shoes when she rides a bike.
I can't even get her to ride a bike.
The internet is so fun. Mama, didn't you know we can ride bikes virtually now?
Well, she asked for this like Razor scooter, like an electric one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it was
How'd that
2
go?
wheels. And I was like, well, you're not getting that unless you learn how to ride a bike.
It's different. You stand on it.
No, it was like it has a seat and it was a 2-wheel thing. It was like, it looks like a little moped, but it's Razor scooter brand.
Oh.
It's small.
Yeah, she
for like little
should
kids.
probably learn the balance of a bike.
Yeah. Oh, well, she didn't get it.
Bitches. Sorry, go on.
Okay. So yeah, this pilot is so he's on a flight back to Miami from New York. He's not a pilot. He's what is he?
He's like the CEO.
He is the vice president of Eastern Airlines. He's sitting next to a pilot, and the pilot's basically ignoring him. The pilot did turn around to the vice president, and he noticed that the pilot had a very sad, pale face. Chill. Like, so judgmental.
Me too. I hate flying. I'm always sad and pale.
I'm sure that pilot also hates flying. He looked at the man in shock, realizing this was Captain Robert Loft. The vice president got a horrible feeling, and the apparition faded right before his eyes.
Oh, he was a dead guy?
Yeah.
First class dead guy? Wow.
And it was the pilot of the Eastern Airlines. He jumped out of his seat and got the flight attendant and immediately started a search of the plane for the man resembling Captain Loft. No one aboard was matching the description that could be found. No other Eastern Airlines employees were on board as passengers that day. It's like there was no known other pilot. And so this all happened before the flight even took off.
It wasn't even on, like... So, it was still at JFK?
Mm-hmm.
What?
The vice
Ghosts
president...
don't haunt routes.
I know.
What?
The vice president is not the only one to witness Captain Loft, Many reports by Eastern Airlines employees came in about seeing this man on their flights from JFK to Miami. And they knew this man well. They're coworkers, you know? Like, I've lost my place again. Eventually, Eastern Airlines had to warn their employees to stop talking about what they were seeing.
Yeah, because you're getting into that, oh, never mind. I can't remember what it's called. The shared delusion.
Yes. So,
hysteria! That's what it's called.
Flight number 401 became a jinxed number for Eastern Airlines. In 1980, Flight 401 from New York to Miami was hijacked. It was flown to Cuba with 225 passengers on board.
I'm sorry. They put a new 401 from JFK to Miami. They were just asking for fucking trouble.
I know. One of those passengers on that hijacked plane was scheduled to be on the original Flight 401 8 years earlier.
You know what's crazy? Like when you were first telling me this with the lady with the premonitions, I'm sitting there like, you know, what year did Final Destination come out? Because that sounds like some Final Destination shit, but it was the 70s. And then this fucking shit happened in the 80s?
I literally have a note right here that goes, feels very, what was that movie where all the bad stuff happens?
That very movie, Final Destination. I'm just like, that's so fucking wild. I was actually about to ask you, like, how many of those other passengers died in mysterious ways? Yeah. The ones that survived.
He ended up getting really sick with pneumonia and canceling his flight.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. So in 1980, he's in New York for a wedding and misses his flight to Miami, gets another flight back to Miami, and ends up on this Flight 401, which is then hijacked.
That's fucking wild.
I know.
You got some stories to tell.
Yeah. There were a few other stories reported by Eastern Airline crews about other employees they didn't know, warning them about system issues, and one even telling a pilot to be aware of fire on the plane. A few days later, that pilot did find there was a small electrical fire during one of his flights that he caught because he listened to that person and had his guard up. Whenever someone would report a situation like this, they would say the person looked like either pilot Loft or one of the officers in the cockpit of the flight that crashed. So there was a memorial at one of the headquarters for Eastern Airlines that had pictures of the crew members that died on that flight. So employees of Eastern Airlines were very familiar with these faces. Author John G. Fuller wrote a book on all the paranormal experiences after the crash. His book, The Ghost Flight of 401, was published 4 years after the crash, which was also adapted into a movie of the same name. Eastern Airlines did not like the negative publicity the book and the movie created, but they didn't take any actions until Fuller reported that recycled parts from the crashed plane were now being used in new planes.
Bingo! That's what I heard was happening, yeah. And that's you'll tell me about it.
I'm almost done, so probably not. There were many sources that stated this as a fact, but Eastern Airlines said this was absolutely not true.
Do you trust them?
No.
I don't either.
I mean, but also like...
Parts are so expensive. How could you recover all those parts, though, from a crash?
Yeah, like... I don't know. Eastern Airlines did eventually close down in 1991, and so now these people can rest in peace.
When you said I'm almost done, I thought you had like another 5 minutes left. 3 more words. But so yeah, what I heard was like they had found the parts and like were reusing them on other planes that they were building, and that those planes were also having apparitions on them, and that they could like trace the parts back to Flight 401.
Yeah, like,
but I'm like, I don't know. It seemed like really hard to track all that down.
Because like the way I thought about it is like when there's a plane crash, like it all has to be taken. Like
right,
a lot of it's destroyed.
Look at every single serial number to make sure that like it comes from that plane, and
Yeah, so the FAA has to take all of it and do their investigations.
Yeah.
They have the plane. I don't think they're giving it back to Eastern Airlines.
You never know. Times is hard.
Yeah.
That was a good story. That was a good part 2.
I know.
And a good part 1 too.
Ghost. So good you don't remember.
I just feel like we've done so many that I'm just like, I'm just along for the ride.
I know my next story, I was like, do I have to make this a part 2? And I was like, no, stop. You can't do that anymore.
I mean, I love it because it gets me off the hook. God, you think I could have written a story in 4 weeks? How long's it been? 3 weeks?
Well, like in our one before that, we didn't even, it was just like our Christmas one.
It was our Christmas episode, yeah. Which was nice. It was you know what? It's been a nice holiday break.
Yeah.
For me. Mm-hmm. You've had to write stories, but I didn't. I got to read my book. I got to just vibe.
Your smut.
It's not, to be fair, the series that I'm reading right now is like severely lacking in smut. And I am on the 6th book in the series now, and there better be anal penetration.
Or I am writing a strongly worded email.
How long they've made me wait.
Your poor neighbors. I'm just like...
They're fine. They're barely ever there. I literally, the first time I met that woman was 2 days ago.
This lady's talking about anal penetration again.
She had the cutest little baby, not bulldog. What is that kind of dog? Frenchie.
Aw.
She had the cutest, it was a little gray Frenchie. And like, you know, I took Lulu, like I take both the dogs out. I keep hitting this cable. I take both the dogs out together. And then when Lulu does her business, because she's so much quicker than Murphy, I take her inside so that Murphy can spend some more time outside. So I come back out to get him. And you know, he hurt his leg. So I'm like not expecting him to go far. He's usually in the same place that I left him, just sitting there like, do I have to, Mom? And I come out there and he's like nowhere. My heart starts racing. I'm like, did a hawk finally come get my baby? And he's over by the fucking fence, running along the fence with this dog.
Aww.
With a ripped tendon in his leg. And I'm just like, you are going to cost me so much fucking money, bitch. And the lady's just like, man, look at him go. I'm like, yeah, he shouldn't be going. What's your name? Hi, Sherry. My name's Ariel. Nice to meet you. Stop telling my dog to run.
God. No wonder why your neighbors don't talk to you.
That's the first time I've seen her. With a shirt on.
Wow.
Because she likes to walk around with a bikini top on all day long.
I get it. My sister-in-law came over and I was just wearing my bra and I'm like, sorry, I'm not going to put a shirt on for you. I'm either not going to wear a shirt or I'm not going to wear pants. I cannot wear both at home. I'm so uncomfortable.
Okay. That's good. Is it a sports bra?
Just
regular bra?
It was that time. I mean, it just depends on...
I just feel like if you're going just bra, it has to be a sports bra for the nipple coverage. Because if you're wearing a regular bra, I have seen your titties and they are spilling out. Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah, they're spilled out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the nature of the beast. It's gotta be sports bra. Cloister the girls.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Cloister? Or is that what the nuns do?
That's where chickens lay eggs out of.
We need to go. We have another episode to record, right?
Yes, and I have to pee.
And she has to pee. And I need a beverage refill. And I need to get my dog to stop licking the couch. So, do the things. Follow us on all the things. And
rate, review, subscribe, and send your crazy messages, your crazy stories too.
Fearfulfriendspodcast@gmail.com. Give us a break. We're rusty. Goodbye.
Bye, friends.